Oh, it's... give me just a moment. I now need to... No. Come on. Yeah? What? I don't know what you want. Okay, well, I tried to make that happen, but apparently they don't like this. There we go. Or maybe 1 second. Maybe it's gotta do with this. Come on. I don't know why why the Streamlabs is suddenly giving me such a hard time. Okay, there. And now if we go to that, save changes. This element requires selective recording. Yeah, never mind. We'll just do this. Alright, there we go. Yep. I'm unrolling a fruit roll real quick. It's my breakfast. Yeah. Oh. Alright, let's go. I feel myself begin to sweat. My body is going from cold to hot and back again several times over. It feels like I have a fever, but I know it's just stress tearing me up. I checked the time. It's 6:59 a.m. About half an hour until the time printed on the photo. I take a deep breath. The doorbell buzzes. I freeze in place, unsure whether I should answer the door. In this sketchy apartment building, it's a risk to answer the door on any given day. Before even taking into consideration that some photo just texted me a photo of my own corpse. I tiptoed toward the door on stiff legs and gazed at the people. There's no one there. I breathed a sigh of relief. Maybe I'm just on edge. And the doorbell echoed from someone else's apartment. Besides, I don't know of anyone who would visit me unannounced, especially this early in the morning. I slumped to the floor, my back sliding the door as I come to rest on the carpet. My legs splayed out haphazardly in front of me. I've had enough fear for one day. I just want to believe this whole thing is a hoax. It's probably karma for trying to get revenge on Kurosawa. That's it. That's it. Yep. Yeah, that's it. Karma. The doorbell rings again, and I scream in shock. My head slamming against the back of the door I was resting against. My head slamming back against the door I was resting against. There we go. I jump to my feet and ignore the people this time, simply swinging the door wide open. Hit. There. A gust of chilly morning air sweeps into my apartment, and I shut my eyes tightly against the sudden cold. My messy hair tangles in the wind and obscures my vision when I open my eyes. Quickly slip this hair out of my face and look around. There's no one there except a metal trolley is blocking the hallway in front of my door. A stark white bag, about the size of a human body, rests atop the trolley. My heart begins to race as I immediately recognize what this is. On TV, they always show these trolleys used in morgues to cart dead bodies around. Dead bodies. The vomit that has been trying to escape my body all morning finally makes its way out of my mouth. I retch and heave in the doorway until nothing is left inside my belly except the stinging stomach acid that threatens to burn in its fleshy container. The stench wafting from the trolley is overwhelming, pinching my nostrils closed. It was just a little more than trapped a horrific odor inside my own skull. I gag and sputter involuntarily. My hand reaches forward as though controlled by some being other than myself. I can't pull it back, and I can't prevent my fingers from grasping the zipper tag attached to the front of the body. I unzip the bag. Is that me? And there I am, a wretched corpse exposed to the day's first rays of sunlight. I stand here in the doorway as I lay there atop the trolley, simultaneously alive and dead, but more dead than alive in both bodies. The bruising on my face is horrific, and I reach a stiff finger to my own lips, my living lips, tracing the outline of the bruise I see before myself. There's no pain where the bruise should be, and I breathe a sigh of relief. For why would there be any pain if I'm already dead? To feel pain would be absurd. Then I would really have to start worrying. I wonder how I died. Did I fall from a great height? Or did someone hit me with a car? Or did I just collapse? Maybe I didn't die and the corpse in front of me is still alive, living and breathing, just as I do while standing in front of myself. Maybe this is all a prank I've pulled on myself, dying just as a joke, but never really dying. Until the point I actually die and it's no longer a prank. My head is splitting. I can't think straight. All the thoughts in my mind are jumbled. Meanings behind unspoken words disappearing behind foggy clouds inside my shattered skull. To clear my head, I step around my corpse and stand by the walkway's railing. I'm on the 4th floor of the apartment building. There are 2 floors above me, so I could go higher if I wish, but but I'm pretty sure a leap from here will be enough to render my living body identical to that of the corpse on the trolley. At this point, there exist two versions of Emi Katsuno. One is living, and is me, and the other is dead, but is also me. I can choose now to be alive and dead, or be dead and dead, but I cannot choose to be alive and alive. So even if I choose to be alive and dead, I'll still only be half alive, but choosing dead and dead is nice and clean, absolute, and an indisputably solid state of existence. I grip the cool steel handrail and lean over the walkway, my hair whipping against my face thanks to relentless wind. 4 stories below me is a small courtyard paved with concrete and decorated with the occasional shrub or flower bed. I missed the concrete by about 2 feet. Dirt sprays up into the air as my nose crushed underneath my own body weight. I think about the photo Kurosawa sent me with her smug smile and her hands full of stolen money. My teeth grind into my tongue and sever it, but it doesn't manage to escape my closed mouth. My mind wanders and settles on Corpse Girl's website. What was it all about anyway? As far as I know, nothing. And I submitted Kurosawa's details. Maybe Kurosawa found the website as well and submitted my details first. I guess Corpse Girl got me. Well played, Kurosawa. I think I can taste blood in my mouth, but it might just be the memory from some other point in my lifetime. A blinking light from a nearby parked car kind of irritates me. But then my vision turns blue or black, and my only concern is how I'll never truly know what. I wonder. Okay, so that was just a prologue. Monday, May 25th. I've always liked the shape of my eyes. I can be critical about other parts of my body, but I'll never complain about my eyes. With or without makeup, I think they look great. Mother used to tell me I inherited her eyes, and my big sister inherited father's eyes. To be honest, I don't see any of father's features in myself or my sister, but I do agree that my eyes are exact replicas of mother's. Mother doesn't see too well anymore, and that might be something I have to worry about in the future, but right now, my eyes are perfect, and I couldn't be happier with them. I wear eyeshadow and eyeliner to bring out my best features. Some people tell me I use too much makeup, that I tend to overdo it and make myself look intimidating. Well, I really don't care. I mostly like the way I look, and honestly, how many people can claim the same? Today's morning ritual is the same as any other workday. I'm a slave to the wage, and I'm not proud of it. Call me a corporate sellout, but I can't survive without money. My alarm goes off at 6 a.m. The shower is running at 6:05. I'm drying just by 6:15. I skip breakfast because I'm watching my figure and spend until 6:30 working on my makeup. I'm out of my cramped shoebox apartment by 6:45 a.m. Sometimes I catch my neighbor returning home from his overnight shift, and if so, I simply exchange pleasantries with him and continue on my way. Today there's no sign of my neighbor, so I don't slow down as I descend the stairs and exit the building. Hitting a convenience store for a can of coffee saps run a few minutes from each day. I prefer sweet milk coffees, but every now and then I'm in the mood for rich black coffee. Regardless, never start the day without it. I don't always need the energy boost, but it helps to stop my stomach growling. It's a milk coffee kind of day, so I pay for my favorite brand and get out of the store in no time. The canned coffee dives into my handbag as I continue on my way. The train station is always busy in the morning. It's usually a struggle to navigate my way to navigate my way to the correct platform in no time. For the 7:12 a.m. train, today is no different. However, I always make it in time because my routine has perfected over the last few months. I board the train route bound for Shinjuku. A cursory glance reveals there are no empty seats, so I push through the throng of bodies and stand against the carriage wall. Whenever there are seats available, I like to sit and read, but it's much more common to have to stand. I have to stand and stare at my phone screen like almost everyone else. When I do read, I read the classics: Stoker, Lovecraft, Poe, horror, Western horror. That is my favorite genre. And of course, faithful translations into Japanese are as good as it gets. My English isn't nearly strong enough to read these novels in their original language. If I'm stuck staring at my phone screen, I like to stalk people online, acquaintances, or the few friends I have. Lead such boring lives. To post about mundane topics all day, every day, acting like they'll shrivel up and die unless they get the attention they seek. I find their dull, tedious lives simply fascinating. From behind the safety of a glass veil, I can fulfill my voyeuristic fetishes and consume as much pointless information as I desire. Knowing every mundane tidbit about people's daily lives turns me on. This morning is the same as any other. I stare down at the phone held in my frail hand, my fingers moving to their own accord, scrolling and tapping against the blacklit display, pausing, pondering, pouncing on any post or picture that my pupils haven't yet consumed. Standing in the train carriage packed to the gills with people, I can't help but feel my face getting flushed and my steamy breath escaping my lips. I digest post after post, photo after photo, memorizing the comings and goings of every single person on my noise account activity. I catch my breathing getting heavier, my gasp becoming short and sharp. Ray went to the dentist yesterday for a root canal. Mizuno shared some photos from her international vacation. Kawahara objects to owning pets and thinks all animals should be free. My cheeks glow crimson. My chest begins rising and falling quickly. I clutch the collar of my shirt, knuckles whitening, knees shaking. A few people in the carriage start to move away from me, but I barely notice them. My fingers keep scrolling and I hit the jackpot. A new post from a coworker at my office. Tomo Watanabe. She's a gal girl. The type with a fake heavy tan, bleached blonde, and questionable clothes. I hate her, but I love her post. This morning's update reads, Tomo Mo 53 minutes ago. Just found this Corpse Girl website. Such fake bull. Waiting to meet a bitch to try it on. Tomo just discovered Corpse Girl's website. Huh. I feel a slight squeal trying to escape from my throat as my legs threaten to buckle underneath me. I can't take the excitement anymore. I have to force my phone from my hands, buried it at the bottom of my handbag. Deep breaths, Noriko. Deep breaths. I need to calm down and control myself. Composure is key. I close my eyes and let a cool breath of air whistle through my slightly parted lips. Feeling a little calmer and no longer ready to explode, I analyze the information I just read. Tomo wants to try out Corpse Girl's website. That's good. That's very, very good. Rumor has it if you can visit the website and request the death of somebody you know. How and if the victim dies isn't known to the public. Because of that, some people are pretty quick to dismiss the site as a hoax. However, the most interesting part isn't how or if the victim dies, but rather what happens to the victim before they die. Supposedly the victim will receive a photo of their own corpse. How this photo exists before the victim is snuffed out isn't public knowledge. But the thought of this phenomena occurring is utterly intriguing. Nevertheless, that site has been gaining popularity lately, at least in certain corners of the internet. Message boards like Noise Channel and other similar sites have picked up on the rumors and like to exaggerate the website's authenticity. The fact that someone like Tomo, a rather dense, dim-witted individual, has discovered the website means that it's actually more well known than I previously thought. It means that people are actually talking about it outside of the internet. Chances are good that Tomo will want to try it out and request the death of someone in the office, a coworker. Me, perhaps. She hates my guts as much as I hate hers. Finally, something exciting is going to happen in our dull workplace.
The next station is Shinjuku. The doors on the right side will open. Please change here for the Chuo line, the Shonan Shinjuku line, the Saikyo line.
As the automated announcement reads through the list of connecting train lines, I get ready to disembark. The train pulls to a stop, and I contort my body around the other passengers in an attempt to exit the train. Finally free of the tangled mass of flesh, I hasten my pace and navigate through the labyrinthian station. I take the exit closest to my office and settle into a slower walk. I'm on time. I never desire to reach the place of office any earlier than needed. It doesn't take long for the looming office tower to enter my field of vision. 32 stories of office space, all crammed into one sleek, slim tower. The name, Temujin, is stamped across the structure in gigantic block letters. If you're looking at this building in Shinjuku, you can't possibly miss it. Temujin carries the title of Japan's third biggest banking corporation. It's a gigantic company with other branches in Kyoto, Osaka, Sapporo, Fukuoka, and a dozen smaller cities I don't even remember. I worked here for close to 3 months now. Not a long time in the grand scheme of things. That said, I'm only a temp, and all I do is data entry. I'm on the 14th floor with about 60 other junior employees, including gal girl Tomo Watanabe. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. I don't speak to many of my coworkers. That's the way I like it. When I reach when I reach the building, I enter through the giant double sliding doors and find myself in the familiar lobby. Comfortable couches line the walls circling the reception desk. 4 large elevators are tucked away in the nook behind the reception desk. It's already busy this morning. Though to be fair, this place is packed all the time. I avoid crowds of sharply dressed business people, feeling a little out of place in my semi-formal shirt and skirt. Ducking into a newly opened elevator, I tap my employee ID card to a back left panel and press the button to my floor. The doors close and the elevator begins its smooth ascent. Yeah. I'm surprised to find out that I'm the only one traveling up. I reach my floor and listen to the soothing chime as the doors open, revealing the open layout office before me. The static drone of workspace noise fills my ears. Conversations ringing phones, fingers tapping against keyboards, photocopiers. Even the steady, slow even the steady low hum of the air conditioner contributes to the overall din. Make my way to my desk, stationed in the middle of the floor and surrounded by a dozen other identical desks. As I walk, somebody taps me on the shoulder gently.
Good morning, Kurosawa.
Oh, hello. Shinya Fujikawa. Though he's really only a couple months older than me. He's worked here for a whole year after taking an internship straight out of senior high school. He's not an intern anymore, though I'm not quite sure of his job title.
Morning, Fujikawa.
Okay then.
How was your commute this morning?
Fine, same as usual.
That's good to hear. Did you read any of your novels?
He's referring to the horror books I like to read. I can tell from his tone he doesn't exactly approve of the subject matter. I've known Shinya since junior high. We go way back, but I wouldn't exactly call us friends. However, he is the one that landed me this job, even though it's just a temporary contract. I always had the feeling that he's a bit sweet on me. I could be way off the mark, though.
Well, I couldn't get a seat on the train today. Too hard to read while standing.
Ah, that's a shame. You, still haven't accepted my, friend request, did you know?
I have to fight the urge to roll my eyes. He's a nice guy, but we connected on Noise once before and I had to delete him. He's super obsessed with as far as detective work, and all he ever posts about is his assumptions and theories on petty crime cases. Normally I'd find anyone on my friends list fascinating, but here's the thing. Shinya never posts about his personal life. All he writes are long-winded rants on boring cases. One second. Banhammer. It's far beyond the amount of dullness I can stand. I fish my phone on my handbag and pretend I'm looking at Noise.
Oh, how about that? Looks like I don't have any incoming friend requests.
quickly dip my phone back into my bag.
How peculiar. Well, I'll try and nudge again later.
Sure, no problem.
Well, anyway, I better get to it. Work hard today, okay?
Well,
You got it.
Shinya offers a formal bow and goes on his way. Okay. Before I can take a step forward toward my desk, a mocking voice whispers in my ear.
How long are you gonna lead on sweet little Shinya?
God, the description of you was right. You look like a bitch. Why the hell do you have a necklace with your own name on it? I shiver and find Tomo. I'm just going to say Tomo because and find Tomo looking right behind me, buzzing around my neck like an irritating mosquito.
That poor boy really has the hots for ya. When are you gonna tell him you're a cold-hearted psycho?
Damn. Somebody's blunt. You're just fucking rude. Oh.
Listen, I'm not leading him on, and I'm no psycho.
Huh. Sounds like something a real psycho type would say, don't you reckon?
Of course, this is none other than the gal girl, Tomo. The very same brain-dead moron who posted this morning about wanting to try Corpse Girl's website. She's the kind of person that likes to stir up trouble and instigate conflicts. She had her vacant eyes on me since the day I stepped foot in the office. She loves to torment me any chance she gets. Maybe I rubbed her the wrong way somehow, though I'm not sure what I ever did to her. Even though she's a data entry temp like me, she's worked here just a little longer than I have. Unfortunately, that means I have to defer to her as my superior in this professional environment. She knows as much and likes to take advantage of the fact as often as possible.
It's funny, you know. He don't look like the type of skank to lead on a goody-goody like Shinya.
I told you, I'm not leading him on.
Well, if you're not interested, maybe I'll take him out this weekend and tongue him at the cinema.
Gross. Do what you want, but I doubt he's into someone with your, looks.
Damn.
Yeah. What would you know? You think he likes your flat chest, little Miss Gothic Lolita?
I know I should shrug off comments such as this, and normally I would, but backing down from Tomo isn't exactly something I can do easily.
I'll give you a tip. Guys like Shinya are smart, clever. If you want to impress him, don't let him know your head is as full of air as your inflatable breasts.
That was wow. A crescent flumption lights up Tomo's face and she looks ready to lash out on me. A group of coworkers, juniors like us, who look over to us in concern. Tomo takes a step back from me, but not before signaling a rude gesture with her fingers.
We ain't done here, Noriko. Watch your back.
I'm trembling.
Tomo walks away and I breathe a sigh of relief. If it wasn't for having to deal with her, I wouldn't dread coming to work every day. Anyway, I wonder when she's planning to test out Corpse Girl's website. Will she try it on me since we just fought? I'm not really sure if I should be excited or scared. Either way, it would definitely be fun to find out what happens if she does try the website. I finally reach my desk and take note of the time. I was supposed to start working 5 minutes ago, so I quickly logged into my computer and checked today's task list. It's all standard stuff today. I need to transfer a few tables of numbers from our spreadsheet into our company's online database. When I'm done, I have to run it by a few other people and then commit the changes to the server. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. The work is dull and repetitive, but my salary isn't bad. On the plus side, I get to wear headphones and listen to music while I work. I dip into my handbag and retrieve my headphones, my phone, a can of milk coffee, and a handful of breath mints. I lay them out on my desk neatly. I slip my headphones on, plug them into my phone, and hit play on my work playlist. Loud symphonic metal lovingly Loud symphonic metal lovingly thrashes my ears as I crack open a can of coffee and take a long sip. Wait 1 second. Hit. This is a bottle. This is a protein drink, so there won't be any loud. There won't be any like crack or hiss or anything, but There, long sip.
Okay, let's get started.
Alright. I return home to my quiet, cramped apartment after work. The place is eerily silent, a stark contrast to the bustling office where I spend my days. Throwing my handbag onto the tiny coffee table, I pick up my laptop and sit on the couch. I lie back down and get comfortable, letting the laptop rest on my stomach as it boots up. The welcome screen loads up, so I click a couple of times to open my web browser, and then to a very specific website saved in my favorites. Oh. Corpse Girl's website. A cute dancing zombie girl and is image on the top of the page. A peculiar irregularity that always makes me giggle. I notice that the page view count at the bottom of the site is nearly the same as it was yesterday. There have been 4 or 5 new visitors. I heave a sigh. Maybe the website isn't that well known after all. That begs the question, how did Tomo discover it? Well, never mind. I scan the website's content. Request to death. In big bold letters. Headline site. The intention couldn't be clearer. Clearer. Further information on this site sparse brief instructions tell the user to fill in the victim's phone number and upload a photo. Aside from that, there's not much else to mention. It doesn't even ask me for a name. After scanning the site, I move my mouse to the address bar and click. To the browser's address bar and click. I type a forward slash after the website's address and then add the word admin. I hit the enter key. A login phrase presents itself to me with empty username and password. Waiting for to be filled in. My fingers tap enter on the keyboard and within moments I'm presented with a brand new page. A blinking slab of text greets me. One new request. A crooked smile cracks on my stony expression. Finally, somebody has requested a death. Somebody has asked me, Corpse Girl, to kill a victim. This is where things get exciting. I giggle and my cheeks flush red. This is my first request I've had for about a week. I've been logging in every evening, fingers crossed that somebody has elected a new victim to me. Today my wish has come true, but I can't help but feel emotional. Well, at a time like this. My lower lip trembles and I feel tears welling up. I dab the corner of my eyes gently to avoid smudging my makeup. As I hover my mouse cursor over the view request button, a familiar and pleasant tingling sensation wait. A familiar and pleasant tingling sensation urges in my chest, my stomach, my thighs. I shiver with anticipation, my hot and steamy breath beginning to fog up the laptop screen. Holy shit. I click the button. Request details. Today, 2:47 p.m. local time. Victim's phone. Bleh. Downloading image attachment. The victim's photo automatically loads on my screen. The person in front of me is a total stranger, but that's okay. It doesn't change the task set out for me. A woman, rather plain in her early 30s. She's not well dressed with minimal makeup. She's not really putting her personality on display. It's a nice photo, better quality than some of the images I've received in the past. In fact, the photo looks like a corporate ID picture. I wonder if it was downloaded from the company's database or website. Well, the source of the photo doesn't matter. The simple fact of the matter is that somebody has made a request for this person to die. It falls on me to fulfill that request, and as Corpse Girl, I take my request very, very seriously. I have the victim's photo and I have her phone number. All I need now is to select a way for her to meet her untimely demise. I previously thought about including an extra field on my website, an option for the user to choose the way they want their victim to die. After all, it would reduce the amount of strain on my creativity if the method was decided for me. But after careful consideration, I decided against it. Some people are sick, twisted. The cause of death could be far beyond my means and impossible to achieve. Therefore, allowing the users to define the cause of death just isn't feasible. Instead, I'll stick to my current modus operandi. Everything depends on the quality of the victim's photo. If it's detailed and the victim's features are easily distinguishable, I can be rather creative with the cause of death. Perhaps the victim's face suffers grotesque burns, or she has an iron stake thrust through her skull. However, if the victim's photo is low quality and doesn't provide enough detail to identify the subject, I have to resort to the default cause of death. A terrible, unlucky fall from a great height. Maybe she slips or someone tumbles into her and sends her tumbling over a rail. The end result will be the same. A swift, crushing death from on high. The victim will end up face down on the concrete, completely unrecognizable, save for their clothes and accessories. It's not my favorite cause of death, but in some cases it's necessary. Regardless, it's still a valid way to fulfill the request. Give me just a moment. Alright, there we go. For now, it's time to get started. I can barely contain my excitement. I squirm against the couch, crossing and uncrossing my legs in a vain attempt to dissipate the heat rising through my body. Taking a deep breath, I try to calm my nerves and get to work. The victim will receive a photo of her own corpse, timestamped with the date of her date and time of her death. It's Corpse's signature move, my calling card, if you will. Seeing an image of one's own disfigured corpse is sure to strike fear into one's heart. And that's precisely the reason I take this step. To make the victim panic and act rationally. First things first, I saved the victim's photo on my desktop's hard drive. I stored in a folder discreetly named System Files, hidden away in a root directory of my operating system, a password encrypted directory, of course. Next, I open up my favorite image editing software and load up the photo. Looking carefully at the detail in the picture, I can see that this will be a work of art. I can really go to town with this request. Minimize the software, open my web browser, and access a particular site. The database of the deceased, the DD as it's known on the dark web, my secret weapon, the ultimate resource for my work. The DD is a collection of countless high-resolution photographs of dead bodies, murder victims, crime scenes, suicides. If somebody has died in one way or another, chances are good that some perverted individual has captured the moment in all its glory. Such valuable images are essential to my work. Using these photos as a base, I can edit my victim's details into the picture. The process is simple. I start by locating the perfect corpse photo. I search the database, and in less than 2 minutes I discover a disgustingly detailed photo of a woman with her entrails spilled from her stomach. Her face is blue, having suffocated before even having a chance to bleed to death. She's about the same age as my victim. She's kind of similar in height and build. Finding a photo that specifically suits my victim's features is easy thanks to the DD's excellent catalog of tags and filters. I simply search for keywords that match my victim's description and find a corpse that fits. Using this photo as a starting point, I digitally edit my victim's face onto the body. It's not some quick job that even a child can do. It's a painstakingly crafted art, or that would fool even the keenest eye. An hour passes, then 1, then 2, then 3. Before I know it, midnight has come and gone, but the work is nearing completion. All that remains is to add the final touches. I like to add specific distinguishable details to the image. A personal item or accessory. Clothes, makeup, you name it. I can edit it in. With personal details added, I just added just the lighting and color palette just slightly to make the photo truly unique. If the victim decides to reverse image search the photo and discovers that it's a forgery, all my work would be for naught. And with that, the masterpiece is complete. A grisly, gruesome, gratuitously gory gift for the soon-to-be departed. The victim will receive this photo of a corpse that is, for all intents and purposes, a perfect replica of her own physical form. She will open the image on her phone, and the life she once knew will crumble into pieces. My lips curl in a satisfied smirk. During my hours of work, my breathing eventually steadied. My excited nerves settled into a zen-like calm. But seeing the finished art piece now, I begin to feel my heart pounding once more. The macabre vision before me is exhilarating. Adrenaline and dopamine surge through my body, giving me a sudden heart rush of bliss. To say that I'm attracted to this sight of blood and guts would be misleading. No, I'm not into that at all. The excitement stems from the thought of taking control of someone else's life, dictating their future, controlling their fate. For with the creation of this image, I have taken the victim's life into my own hands, like a puppet master pulling the strings of a marionette. By forging this convincing creation, I will compel the victim to take their own life. That's right. My own hands need not become stained. The hands of Corpse Girl have never been dirty with the blood of a victim. This is the true nature of my work. Carefully crafting corpse photos into such a way to convince the victim that their fate is already sealed. That no matter what they do, they cannot escape the death that awaits them. And the date stamped on the photo is the icing on the cake, the ultimate driving force behind the victim choosing to end their own life. A date so near in the future, a time that has not yet occurred, a fiber of uncertainty carefully interwoven into the image that causes the victim to pause and consider the possibilities. Is this photo from the future? Is this truly my fate? How can I outrun a future that has been pre-decided? These are the thoughts that run through a victim's mind. Despair and dread floods the senses. Overwhelming anxiety gives way to calm acceptance. Despair and dread flood the senses. Overwhelming anxiety gives way to a calm acceptance. Sorry, I forgot I already read that. This is my dead body. This is how I die. Why should I fight it? And when the victim's last vestige of resistance gently breaks like a silk spider being torn from a cool breeze, they finally give in. They invite their end. This is the way it would go down for this woman, this complete and total stranger. I'm confident, certain, convinced. It was a sudden spark of inspiration that guided me to begin fabricating corpse photos about a year ago. I can never quite recall exactly what it was that spawned the idea. Sometimes I get close to remembering, but the recollection dances at the edge of my mind and slips back into the darkness. Regardless, I ventured down a dark and dangerous path. I built Corpse Core's website and invited strangers to request the deaths of people they knew. It was a sales tactic, simply a way to encourage users to submit images. I had no intention or means of ending lives. But did I know the true power I wielded? I only intended to create corpse photos and send them to people for fun. I wanted to startle and scare some unsuspecting fools. It would be a lie to claim I didn't get off on it. The thought of people shrieking in fear at the sight of their own corpse was more than delicious. It sated my budding lust. It filled a dark hole in the depths of my soul and gave me purpose. Never in a million years did I dream that one of my corpse photos would result in the death of another human being. I'll never forget her name. Ruri Hadano. 20-something, slim, gorgeous. Eyes that took my breath away the moment I gazed upon her portrait. She was the first person to make me feel bad about crafting hoax photos. The only person to make me feel bad about it. The only person to make me feel bad about it. But I did it anyway. Corpse Girl never rejects a request. It's my conviction. I forged a beautiful rendition of her death, thanks to some rather macabre source photos obtained via the database of the deceased. I strung Ruri's corpse up in a field like a ghoulish scarecrow. The photo was incredible. It was my 5th or 6th work. A user of Corpse Girl's website requested a death. Ruri Hanato Ruri died just hours after receiving the photo. I don't know why. I don't know if she killed herself or if someone murdered her, but I know one thing. Ruri's body, her real body, was found in a field, hanging like a scarecrow, surrounded by crows. Her eyes had been gouged out of her skull, and her stiff fingers clutched her phone tightly. According to the news report, her phone displayed a familiar image, the very image I created of her corpse. When I first learned of Ruri's death, I was overcome with various emotions. I felt sick, elated, disgusted, overjoyed, depressed, aroused. Had I caused her death? With corpse girl responsible for taking a life? Even though my hands weren't stained with blood, I still felt responsible. A lurid truth descended upon me at that moment. Corpse Girl held the power to end lives. And the more I dwelled on it, that fact, the more obvious it became to me. I began to feel that power pulsing through my veins, thrumming into my blood as my heart pumped and pounded within my chest. I can't explain how the power works. I don't know why I have to explain why I have it. But somehow, the corpse photos I create can compel a victim to end their own life, or compel someone else to end it for them. Ruri died in the way I envisioned it. Her dead body matched the fake corpse photo I painstakingly crafted, and I didn't even have to leave the safety and comfort of my own home to ensure her death. Corpse Girl's power is real, extraordinary, and I vowed to exercise that power as frequently as possible. Ruri died last year. Since then, I've been chasing that rush, that thrill that comes with snuffing out a soul. It wasn't hard to grow the popularity of Corpse's website after that incident. Particularly dark corners of the internet gobbled up the news with enthusiasm, and the site saw an influx of new visitors. On a few occasions, I've even overheard people in the real world whispering about the mysterious website that lets you request a death. I've crafted corpse photos for dozens of requests, each one more convincing and realistic than the last, thanks to my ever-evolving skills. But none of my recent attempts have been successful. Not a single person has dropped dead since Ruri. I'm beginning to wonder if Corpse Girl's power has fizzled out, or if I had any power to begin with. Maybe Ruri's death was simply a fluke, a morbid coincidence. I spent countless hours doubting myself, doubting Corpse Girl. I tried so hard to replicate that one success. Every time I receive a request, I do the same thing I did in Ruri's case. I edit the photo of the victim, I create convincing corpse photo, and I timestamp it with the time of death. I send the photo to the victim, and then I leave the rest up to fate. But nothing ever comes of it. I'm not so delusional to think that in normal circumstances, a simple photo would be enough to convince someone to kill themselves. And even if that photo fell into someone else's hands, it wouldn't inspire them to go out and kill the victim. Of course not. However, these are no ordinary circumstances. No one's activated a power beyond the ken of mortal men. I caused Ruri to die by her own hand, or by the hand of another. I need to find a way to manifest my power once more. Prove that I, Corpse Girl, have the power of death and destruction at my fingertips. Once a new victim perishes, I know it will pave the way to more and more deaths. My website will gain popularity and become more than an urban myth. So this is back, just a quick thing, this is back in May. I think the prologue was in like June. Ugh. People live their lives in fear, forever wondering if Corpse Girl is lurking behind the next text message they receive. Yes, I can see the future. I crave so clearly in my mind. I'm close to achieving my goal. I know I am. When my dream comes true, I can finally The incessant chirping of birds gently kindles the embers of my consciousness. My heavy eyelids open to find my body contorted before me, legs splayed out on the couch in the most uncomfortable position I can imagine. I groan and twist my torso, letting my spine pop and crack until the aches in my body drift away. I need to stop falling asleep on the couch. I'm still young, but I can't handle a night away from my comfortable bed. My eyes fall upon my open laptop, lying on its side. The screen is blank on the floor, or lying on its side on the bed on the floor. The screen is blank. The battery died. I briefly panic and hoping against hope that I saved my work before falling asleep. I stumble to my feet and pick up the laptop, then charge it toward the power outlet. I plug in and boot up, revitalizing the mechanical beast, and feel a wave of relief as the whirring of internal fans signify the breath of life. The screen flickers and my eyes bathe in harsh light. My eyes squint against my will and I make out the image before me. The mutilated corpse of my latest victim. Perfection in picture form. The timestamp in the lower corner is May 27th, 11:07 a.m. Tomorrow's date. The photo is ready to send out. If I send it now, the victim will receive it immediately, notice the date, and realize that her death is imminent. It's time to send the wheels of demise in motion. Leaving my laptop at the outlet, I quickly dart into the kitchen. Well, to call it a kitchen is misleading. It's simply a tiled area connected to my living space, with a small refrigerator, microwave oven, and single hot plate. A small stack of drawers is nestled next to the fridge, and I pull open the second drawer from the top. Plunging my hand inside is always an odd sensation. My fingers always get buried underneath a dozen cheap plastic flip phones. I grasp one of the phones just between my thumb and forefinger, remove it from the drawer. It's a scratched up pink model 2010 or so, a relic from a time not all that long ago, but that may as well be forgotten. I flip the screen up and turn on the device, relieved to see this artifact still holds power. To be fair, I charged up all of these phones just a few weeks ago, but the fact they retain charge after being inactive for so long is a testament to their engineering. In any shade of line of work, these kind of phones are referred to as burners, cheap, disposable phones that are discarded as soon as their purpose is fulfilled. I acquired them by rather unsavory means, but that's neither here nor there. I use these phones to send out the photos I make. By doing this, I avoid my personal phone and thus prevent anything from being traced back to me. When a photo has been sent, I keep the burner phone for 24 hours just in case the victim sends a reply. I know I'd get a good laugh out of that. Of course, I don't keep the phone on my person. I store it in an old shed out the back of my apartment building. When 24 hours have passed, I remove the phone's SIM card, snap it in half, and discard it with the combustible trash. The phone itself gets smashed and trashed into the dumpsters outside the convenience store. I also delete the photos off my hard drive and clear my internet history. Obviously, I don't use my own internet connection at home. I leech off my gullible neighbor's Wi-Fi. He's under the impression I can't afford my own internet connection. Whether or not I convinced him of such is irrelevant. So he's happy to share his connection with me. Should the police ever try to track my actions, they'll only be led straight to my neighbor. I've gone to great lengths to ensure my actions are untraceable. This has all been in anticipation of my inevitable success. Looking down at the pink phone in my hand, I clear my mind and focus on the task before me. The photo is transferred easily from my laptop to the burner phone. Once complete, I open the text messaging app and enter the victim's phone number. I leave the message field blank, but I attach a photo of course. The victim will receive an empty text message from an unknown number with only an image attached. The message is just about ready to send. There's only one more flourish I'd like to add. I open a particular app I previously downloaded to every burner phone. It's called Number Mask. It's one of the most ingenious apps I've ever used. The app asks for the number I want to use. I punch in my memorized trademark. Now, when I send a text message, the number, yeah. Now, when I send a text message, the receiver will see these numbers appear on caller ID. Not only does it match the burner phone's real phone number, but it's also an extra calling card to help boost my infamy. I smirk, my thumb hovering over the send message button. This is it. This is going to be my long-awaited victory. The second victim to end up dead. I just know it. This is a stepping stone to my success. The second of many bodies that will pave my way to glory. I send the message. I arrive at work on time, just as usual. My handbag is heavy and the weight of several cans of coffee, hopefully enough to help me power through the day. And after having such a late night, I can't help but yawn aloud as I wait for the elevator in the lobby. Oh, Jesus. Just before the elevator door opens, my phone starts to ring. I step aside and answer the call.
Hey. Hi, Noriko. Good morning. Did I call at a bad time?
Not at all. I'm just about to go into the office.
Oh, should I call back later?
It's no problem. Don't stress.
Okay, sorry.
The nervous project girl on the other fan is Sato, a middle school friend from back in the day. Though we never really had any common interests, we used to be inseparable at school. She was shy, I was introverted. It was a combination that worked in our favor, even if our conversations were a little, even if our conversations were a little on the boring side. To say we're no longer shy and introverted wouldn't be entirely true. She's gotten better. She's definitely more outgoing, but she still suffers from a great deal of social anxiety. As for me, I'm still pretty introverted. My tolerance has been... There we go. My tolerance for being, around other people has improved a bit, but I do prefer solitude. And visiting places I've never been before puts me on edge. To call her my best friend would be accurate. She's my closest confidant. Even so, she knows nothing about my part-time masquerading as corpse girl. No one does, and I plan to keep it that way.
So, Aoi, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, well, you see, that guy at work is still bothering me, and I wanted to see if you had any more advice for me.
Ah, jeez.
The older guy that always hits on you?
Yeah.
What a creep. You're 19, for God's sake. He must be, what, 50?
I think he's 52.
You know his actual age? Well, whatever. If he's still bothering you, you have to take a stand. He's not your coworker, right? Just a regular customer?
That's right.
Then tell your manager. Have him banned from the venue.
I can't talk to the manager. I don't want to cause trouble for the company.
Losing one
Jeez, girl.
coworker.
Sometimes you need to stand on your own 2 feet.
I know.
Well, if talking to the manager is out of the question, then you need to be firm with the creep. Tell him you won't stand for being groped anymore. His behavior is simply unacceptable, and if he won't change, you won't serve him anymore.
He's scary, Noriko. I don't know if I can confront him like that. He's always drunk. Even before he comes into the place. I try not to serve him too much, but...
Are you sure you can't quit that stupid job? Working at a maid cafe really doesn't suit you at all. I thought you wanted a government position.
I do. I want to work in a cozy office, kind of like you, but you know I don't have any qualifications.
Why don't I see if there's anything open here? Maybe Shinya can help out. He got me this job, remember?
Shinya, maybe. He was always a nice guy, right?
He's super nice. Stick in the mud, but a nice one.
Noriko, don't be mean.
Yeah. You want me to ask?
Yes, please. If it's no trouble.
It's no trouble. I'll talk to Shinya. Then maybe you can quit that crappy job and come work with me.
Oh, that really does sound wonderful. Thank you, Noriko. I'd be so lost without you.
Don't be silly. You're amazing, Aoi.
Aoi, that's how it's pronounced.
Thank you.
And the call and heave a sigh. Having to go and ask Shinya about a job that actually is a pain in the ass. But I'd never admit that to Aoi. I want to help the poor girl. I really do. I'd do nearly anything for her. The elevator arrives at the lobby, and I step aside as soon as the doors open.
Good morning, Kurosawa.
Fujikawa. Good morning.
Shinya takes me by surprise as I exit the elevator. Has he been waiting for me here?
I wanted to catch you before we sit down to work. I sent you another friend request. Can you make sure you got it this time?
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What am I supposed to do when he puts me on the spot like this? I try not to groan as I get my phone out and open up Noise. It's impossible to hide my screen from Shinya's piercing gaze.
Well, what do you know? I have a new friend request.
Oh, great. It worked this time. Go ahead and accept it, please.
Yeah, sure thing.
I hesitantly accept the request. A little fireworks animation pops up on the screen with a celebratory message about making a new friend.
Yay! Looks like we're officially friends now. So, can I call you Noriko from now on?
I've never cared much for formalities. I try to adhere to them in the workplace, but honestly, I don't care if people refer to me by my first or last name. Regardless, whether they're friends or not.
That's fine. You can call me Noriko.
Shinya's eyes light up. That seems to have made the boy happy.
Thank you. Oh, you can call me Shinya, of course.
Shinya. Hey, we've known each other since junior high, right? Shouldn't we have been on a first-name basis anyway?
Yes, that's true, but we're in the office now, you know? It wouldn't do if you started working here and called me Shinya right away.
I suppose.
Anyway, I'm really glad we're proper friends now, Noriko. Maybe we can get a coffee sometime.
Damn. I can't help but feel like he's trying to push his luck as far as it will go. Any suspicions I had about him having a crush on me are now confirmed. I brush a stray lock of hair out of my face and smile as sweetly as I can while I change the subject.
Hey, actually, I wanted to ask you something. Are there any more temp jobs available here right now?
Temp jobs, huh? Are you looking to pick up extra hours?
No, not exactly. I'm asking for a friend who needs a new job.
A friend of Noriko's. Well, let's see. We pretty much always have data entry roles up for grabs. Unless your friend wants something more interesting? Do they have any particular qualifications?
Not really. Data entry is more than fine. Actually, you already know who I'm talking about. Remember Aoi Sato?
Aoi Sato. Yes, I think I do remember her. That really shy girl from our school days, correct?
That's her, yeah.
Wow. I never knew you were still in touch with school friends, Noriko.
Aoi's probably the only one. We're fairly close.
Is that so? As for me, I don't really have any friends from back then.
Shinya's heartbreaking confession doesn't surprise me too much. He doesn't strike me as the type of person to have many friends at all. Sure, I'm the same way, but...
Oh, but what am I saying? We're friends now. So I guess I do keep in touch with school friends.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, I'll ask my superior if we can get Sato an interview. Is that okay?
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you, Shinya.
No problem. Leave it to me.
He gives me an awkward salute before skipping away. Our exchange has obviously made him pretty happy. For some reason, something that Tomo said yesterday pops into my head. She mentioned that I'm leading Shinya on, but that's not true, is it? I shake the thought out of my head. I'm just being nice to him. That's not wrong, is it? I take a seat at my desk and perform my morning ritual. From my handbag, I retrieve my headphones, coffee, breath mints. And breath mints. Computer on, music playing, coffee open. My fingers tap rhythmically against the keyboard and I slip into the usual workday trance.
So, I see that you're connected with Shinya on Noise now, huh?
Yeah. My walk to the train station is interrupted by a familiar, grating voice.
Sounds like both of you are getting on pretty well.
How did you...
Oh, of course, Tomo and I are already friends on Noise. Oh, 1 second, I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. Who? reading at? Oh, there we go. She would have seen the notification when I accepted Shinya's request. It's actually kind of strange that Toma and I are connected through the app. We added each other on my first day of work before I learned how much of an intolerable excuse for a human being she is. We simply never deleted each other, even after all these months. Her posts are entertaining anyway. And since I rarely post anything myself, she probably forgot we were connected at all. Until today.
Now look, don't get me wrong, you hear? I ain't actually interested in Shinya. Nah, I'm real happy for you both, like. But what I can't stand is a skank like yourself getting some while I'm over here all dry like a desert.
What the hell are you talking about?
It pisses me off that guys just sluts like you, and you barely have to put in any work. Meanwhile, nice girls like me gotta put in so much effort to even get noticed. You think all of this is just natural? I put so much effort into how I look, you know? And guys like Shinya don't even bat an eyebrow at me.
You mean bat an eyelid, right?
Whatever, it don't matter. I'm sick of skanks like you getting everything for nothing.
Look, let me be honest with you. I'm not interested in Shinya, and I'm not trying to be with him. I don't chase guys, and it's pretty rare that they chase me. You've got me all wrong.
Like I'd believe you. Do you spend your time chasing chicks then?
That's not your business. But you don't have to worry about me pursuing Shinya. Tell you what, any guy at the office is all yours, okay? I'm not interested.
God damn.
Oh, is that how it's gonna be, slut? You think no one is good enough for you, but they're good enough for me? You're just like all the other girls. You think I'm worth being pitied? You think I need it? Well, I don't want your pity. You're nothing but a fake skank.
Toma pushes forward, her bulk forcing me out off the sidewalk and into the thickest of trees bordering the path. Oh, Jesus. The burning slap across my face comes out of nowhere. I'm blinded by white stars and my entire face feels like it's on fire. The strike is hard, sharp, vicious. It happens so suddenly that I'm having difficulty processing it. I stumble, but my legs don't quite give out. My mind races, trying to put together what just happened. Toma hit me. Why? Why did she hit me? There's a strange sort of disconnect in my mind. My body doesn't feel like my own. Like, this isn't actually happening to me, but rather, I'm watching it happen to someone else. Time seems to slow down and speed up all at once. The slap replays twice in my mind before Tomo's hand even leaves my face. I catch a glimpse of her furious expression, red and strained and overcome with anger.
I hate you. I hate everyone like you. Don't pity me.
Yep. The second strike connects with my chin and I flinch, my entire body paralyzed with pain. She hit me again?
Stop!
I hate you. I hate you!
You know, the audio says you, but the captions say yeah. Tomo has lost it. She's absolutely furious and I can't figure out what I did wrong. Her third attack is a curled fist aimed straight at my stomach. Through sheer luck or complete accident, I tumbled backward and narrowly avoiding the punch instead of landing on my rear. Pavement is rough and hard, but I'm not sure it feels a lot better than taking a fist in the gut. Tomo screams and rushes at me, but I scramble to my feet and grab her by the wrist. She flails wildly, her eyes looking like they'll pop out of her skull at any given second. Her breathing is harsh and ragged. Tears of rage have caused a flood of clotted makeup to run down her face.
Calm down! Calm down!
She struggles against me, slowly giving in as my tight grip prevents her from attacking me further. She begins to sob softly.
I hate you! I hate everything about you!
Sounds like someone's jealous. With a great pull, Tomo frees herself from my grip. She steps away, cursing, and then runs past me. I blink in disbelief as she breaks into a sprint, heading in the direction of the train station. I raise a hand to my tender face and touch it gently. The stinging sensation is completely new to me. Never before have I been attacked like that.
What the hell was all that about? I can't believe she hit me.
The pack of frozen vegetables pressed against my face soothes my swollen jaw, but does very little to calm my nerves. I'm still on edge after what happened today. Tomo actually physically attacked me. All because I said something, I'm not sure what, that provoked her. Maybe that girl is more complicated than I gave her credit for. Seems like she has her own inner demons, just like the rest of us. I've replayed the event in my head 100 times since returning home. Without confronting Tomo about it, I don't think I'll ever figure out what incited her aggression. But I don't plan on talking to her about it anytime soon. I wouldn't say I'm scared of her, but I don't exactly want to encourage a repeat performance. I rest a bag of frozen vegetables on the small coffee table next to me. I think I've done all I can to reduce the painful swelling for now. Sighing and leaning back, I let a soft padding of the couch consume my body as I sink deeper. My eyes glaze over and I bring my phone to my face. My fingers lazily tap and scroll as I look through a carefully curated obituary newsfeed. A list of deaths has been reported throughout the day. Using a set of handy filters, I narrow the feed down to include only women's deaths in the include only women's deaths in the age range of 30 to 50. I set the location to cover all of Japan. I immediately exclude any results that mention natural causes of death. I'm looking for specific cases. Suicides, or as is more often reported, accidents. Of course, I'm looking to find out whether my latest victim has offed herself yet. Should this search string return no results, then it's pretty easy to look up recent murders. They're far and few between. Between suicides, accidents, and murders, I've covered all the potential ways my victims could die. 9 out of 10 of the search results include a photograph of the deceased. Not a photo of their corpse, mind you. This isn't the database of the deceased I'm looking through. Rather, it's usually a nice, flattering picture of the recently departed, submitted by their kin to go along with their obituary. I used the photos submitted with obituaries to compare and match the photo with images of my victims. This is the only reliable way I have to discover whether or not my victims have perished. If I knew a victim's name, I could easily look up their current fate, but my website doesn't ask for that information. All respect for the victim's privacy, but there's a lot more to it than that, but that's a topic to dwell on another day. Tonight's search turns up no solid leads. I'm disappointed, but this result isn't entirely unexpected. After all, I set the date on my latest victim. I set the date on my latest victim's photograph to tomorrow. There's still time for her to freak out and end it all. I decided to go to sleep early tonight. I'm not even feeling hungry enough to eat the cheap convenience store meal that's been sitting in my fridge since yesterday. Though, if I go to sleep now, I'll feel like tomorrow arrives sooner. Tomorrow. I'll have to see Toma at work. There's no way I can avoid her since her desk is close to mine. The idea doesn't sit well with me. On the other hand, my victim might conquer herself, which would definitely make me feel better. It could very well be my next success, and the suspense is just about enough to kill me. Tomorrow. Are you gonna get a request for your... Is someone gonna send you a request for your own death? My typing is hesitant and distracted this morning. My fingers falter, misstep, and tap backspace repetitively. This is no good. I can't focus on work while I'm staring at the top of Tomo's head popping up from around the monitor a few desks away. Even my work playlist isn't inspiring me to pulverize the keyboard today. Normally, a blast of pure volume and a shot of caffeine is enough to carry me to the greatest heights of productivity. I press a finger to my purse lip to try and regain focus. I absentmindedly notice I missed the edge of... absentmindedly noticed I missed the edge of my top lip when applying lipstick this morning. Damn, I'm really out of sorts today. At least I managed to apply some extra blush to cover up the faint bruising on my face. I might have overdone it a little, but it's better than looking like I just stepped out of a boxing ring.
Good morning, Noriko. Boy, have I got some neat news for you.
Oh boy. I'm so absorbed in my own thoughts I barely register Shinya standing in front of my desk.
Noriko? Excuse me? Noriko? Are you in there?
My eyes fixated on Shinya's goofy smile. I quickly removed my headphones.
Fujikawa, Shinya, sorry. Hi.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Tired is all.
Oh, I hear you. I was up late last night. Boy, I must have been up past 10. Just could not put down this new crime thriller I've been reading.
Oh god. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, right. I was up late reading too.
I love a good crime thriller, but from what I hear of this guy who just does nothing but rant about boring report cases, ugh.
Your horror novels, right? Don't they leave you feeling a little scared before you go to sleep?
No, not really. It's all fiction, so it's pretty easy to distinguish from reality.
Is that so? Wow, that's not like my book at all. The crimes in this story are all based on real cases. My jaw hits the floor every time I turn the page.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Anyway, let me tell you this. Your friend Sato can take a data entry opening starting from Monday.
Ooh.
She doesn't even need to interview. That's how much the boss trusts me.
Nice. I'm genuinely impressed with Shinya's ability to score Aoi a job. Say what you want about the guy, but the bigwigs obviously have faith in him.
Wow, Shinya! I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't thank me yet. Sato is going to be worked to the bone. I hope she's prepared for it.
Trust me, anything will be better than her current job. Really, thank you, Shinya. You came through for us here.
Well, I'm just happy to help. Hey, Noriko. Can I ask you something?
Sure, shoot.
Shoot? Oh, right. An expression. Sorry, I just remembered this case in the novel I'm reading, where a police officer shoots at a perp, only to...
Hey, you, wanted to ask me something?
Right. Are you friends with Watanabe?
Oh, that's how it's pronounced. I blink a couple of times.
Tomoe?
You're on a first-name basis with her. Then you must be great friends.
Could not be farther from the truth.
I wouldn't say...
Listen, would you mind putting in a good word for me with her? I'm kind of interested in taking her out sometime. I can never ask her myself.
I'm stunned, gobsmacked, speechless. Shinya likes Tomoe? I thought he likes me. Is my intuition wrong? I wonder if the clues have been in front of me this whole time. What else haven't I been seeing?
Noriko? What do you say?
Shinya, look. Honestly, I'm not really friends with Tomoe. I don't think I can help you.
Oh, I see. That's a shame. I thought maybe you were close. Darn. I guess there's not much to be done, is there? Even after I helped you and Sato out and all.
Oh, don't you dare. He's trying to guilt trip. Is he seriously trying to guilt me? I have to hand it to him. I didn't think he had it in him.
Well, I suppose you can just tell Sato to start work on Monday morning. Guess I'll see you around the office then.
I mean, I didn't do anything wrong. It's quite literally, she's not my friend. She slapped me twice yesterday and tried to punch me in the gut. All because I was saying something. Shinya leaves and I bury my face in my hands. Has this world gone mad all of a sudden? Shinya likes Tomoe, not me. It's not that I'm disappointed. Hell, I don't have feelings for the guy, but for him to be interested in someone vapid like her just blows my mind. To add insult to literal injury, Tomoe assaulted me yesterday. She has a vicious, violent side to her that Shinya doesn't know about. He could be in real danger if he pursues her. I'm completely unable to process what I should do. Shinya scored Aoi a job, and I'm truly thankful. Do I feel like I owe him one? Should I ask Tomoe out for him, or warn him about her? I need to clear my head. I decide to step away from my desk and visit the restroom. Though I've no need to use the restroom, I enter a stall and lock the door behind me. Sitting on the toilet, it's closed with, I lean back and exhale. I'm getting too caught up in office drama. That's what the issue is. It's unlike me. I'm supposed to be stoic, unflinching. It's my ideology, my entire personality. My emotions are better locked away than stitched on my sleeve. That's actually a really good phrasing, holy shit. I'm corpse girl for crying out loud. My purpose is bigger than all this. I'm destined for greatness. The day will come when people fear my name, right? I shake the doubts from my mind and pat my cheeks. I'm doing all of this for the right reasons. I know I am. If I start doubting myself now, I'll never be able to see my mission through. An unfamiliar jingle rings out through the restroom, echoing off the walls. It sounds like a phone alert, but where did it come from? It takes me a few seconds to realize I have my own phone in my hands and it's vibrating incessantly. I must have grabbed it subconsciously from my desk when I stood up. The screen is lit up and the message reads, "One new article matches your custom filter. Dead body, lol." Wait, what? The other news feed I set up last night, it actually located something. I hurriedly unlocked my screen and opened a certain app. The same app I was trawling through last night, looking for obituaries. A little unread mail icon sits at the top of the screen, blinking and practically shouting for my attention. I hit the icon and read the information presented to me. Article posted online today, 11:22 a.m. Keywords found: 3. Miss accident. Numerical data range 30 to 50. Image data found: yes. Wednesday, May 27th. Miss Akane I am so bad at these. Akane Tsurumaki, there we go, Tsurumaki, 36 of Chiba Prefecture, was pronounced dead this morning at her personal residence at 8:38 a.m. The chief coroner reports that I'm just going to say Akane because I don't feel like trying to pronounce it every single time. That Miss Akane was involved in an accident involving self-asphyxiation. Miss Akane is survived by her husband, Mr. Goro, 42, and their daughter, Miss Fu, 1. The funeral service will be held on May 29th, Friday, May 29th. View image attachment. I heard her tap the button and gasp as the image loads. It's her. The photo, it's unmistakably the same woman. Plain features, little makeup, no sign of personality. Akane, the latest victim to receive a photo of her own corpse. My breathing stops all of a sudden. I'm gasping for air. My cheeks on fire, my fingers numb. I did it. My meticulously crafted photo caused this woman to end herself. An accident resulting in self-asphyxiation, meaning she died by suicide, strangled herself, or held her head down in the bath. The news article never reports anything as suicide. It's such a taboo topic in this culture. Everything is always an accident. All this time, I've been trying to compel somebody. My corpse show is constantly becoming more and more elaborate, more and more convincing and realistic. And now somebody has died again because of me. Because of Corpse Girl. I was right all along. I do possess power. I have the power to end lives through my work, my art. I should have known this I should have known it all this time. I've proven it. Finally proven it. Rory's death planted the seeds of belief in my mind. The belief that Corpse Girl is more than a mortal being. And now, Akane's demise has caused those seeds to bloom and blossom into pure certainty. Corpse Girl truly can end lives. It's a wonderful reevaluation, and it relieves my turbulent mind. However, I can't get my fingers to scroll back up to reread the obituary. My hands aren't functioning, my legs dangle lifelessly from the toilet seat, and my coffee from this morning is working its way back up my throat. I feel the sting of tears in my eyes. Sweat trickles on my forehead, dripping down my uncharacteristically thick makeup. All of a sudden I can't breathe. My lungs refuse to take in any more oxygen. I panic and fall forward, miraculously slamming my hands into the bathroom stall to prevent my head from colliding with the floor. My nails scrape against the door's enamel and peeling chunks of green from the surface as I slide down. Down and down until my head rests uncomfortably on the damp tiles. Oh God. My eyes roll back and my tongue lolls out of... Wait, stop. Lolls out the side of my mouth, dangerously close to the tiled floor, but completely out of my sight and mind. I taste foundation and blush. A little bit of sweat, but then nothing at all. As the still air envelops my taste buds. My photo killed that woman. That woman killed herself because of my photo. Oh God, and it's just repeating itself. This is the start of a true God complex. My eyes begin to regain their focus and my stomach heaves and shakes. The warm coffee spills from my lips as I try to smile, but only manage to gurgle. The gritty paint underneath my fingernails has a rough texture that I don't like very much. I feel queasy and ecstatic at the same time. It's a horribly wonderful feeling that I could do without. So much for stoic, unflinching Noriko. Remember stoic, unflinching Noriko? This is her writhing on the bathroom floor, her lungs working once more, and her breasts ragged and gasping, sucking in air like a mosquito sucks in blood. This is Noriko. Noriko with her grandiose fantasies of death and killing people without having to kill them at all. Without having to leave her apartment because the outside world is scary and there are people out there probably willing to kill her. Well, not willing, trying. This is Noriko, me, the real me, acting tough and fearless when I'm crying on the inside, always sad, always miserable. My mouth is blocking the words. Always lying on the bathroom floor with my fist clenched and my phone resting in a puddle. Nope, I didn't get to read the rest of that. And my life slowly spiraling out of control. This is me. I did this. I killed that woman. She had a husband and a daughter. And some random person requested that I kill her. So I did. She probably didn't do anything wrong. She looked boring. She must have rubbed somebody the wrong way. Maybe she didn't even know what she did. Just like I rubbed Tomo the wrong way. I didn't know what I did, but Tomo slapped me twice, and it hurt. It must have been that woman, too, when she strangled and killed herself. Okay, now... with the indirect actions. I think this is the end of Act 1. I'm still here lying on the bathroom floor of the 14th story of Shinjuku Temujin's office building. I have paint underneath my fingernails, and Aoi is going to start work here on Monday. Finally, after countless months of pretense of false starts and failures and disappointments, I killed somebody again. Corpse Girl strikes for the second time. Above all else, above the grime and muck of the floor, and the tingling feeling underneath my fingernails, above all of that, this feels good. This feels so okay. Blood is returning to my legs, the pins and needles have... text is going too fast. I managed to plant two hands firmly on the tiles and push myself up on wobbly knees. I suck in air and breathe all of it back out at once. I feel dizzy, and a bizarre warmth is welling in my stomach and chest. Ugh. Don't know why, but that just kind of irks me the wrong way. I need to catch my breath before I continue reading. I managed to steady myself enough to sit back on the top of the toilet seat with my feet planted firmly on the ground and my hands resting on my lap. I try to regain my sense of self. I might have lost my composure a little bit upon reading the news, but who could blame me? Everything I've worked for over the last year is finally starting to pay off. Give me just a moment. Oop. Ah. Okay, I've already finished that. My second victim is dead. With this, Corpse Show's popularity sure to rise. More and more people will issue requests through my website. More and more people will receive corpse part photos. More and more people will... She killed herself. Oh, how I wish I could see the real body. If only I could see her mangled corpse drenched in sweat, finally at peace. I notice my phone is wedged between my wet fingers. I must have subconsciously scooped it up from the pool of muck on the floor. I try to ignore the sticky texture clinging to the screen. My fingers no longer numb. I scroll up and reread the obituary article. You know, I need to check something real quick. I need to make sure that I actually have my thing. Do I have my account set to 18 and up only? I sure as hell hope so. Actually, I don't know how I do that. There. And there. Just in case. Alright, there we go. My breathing staggers once again. My jaw gently lowers. Involved in an accident. Hot steam clouds my face, resulting in self-asphyxiation. I salivate unconsciously, a trickle of moisture creeping down my chin and dropping on my lap. My cheeks are flushed, my vision slightly blurred. Because of me. I let out a gasp as my hips rise against my will. My toes curl, my legs stiffen, my skin tingles. Ew. I lean back against the the back of the toilet. I don't know how to pronounce that. The cold porcelain penetrating the fabric of my clothes and chilling my burning hot skin. My eyelids flutter as my mind hazes over. I can't control my body any longer. All the anticipation of the last few days, the tension building up. I can't. A whispered gasp. The dull tink sound as my phone hits the floor is the last thing my foggy mind registers before I drift away.
You look like horse shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, thanks. Right back at you, Tomo. Tomo's brazen drawl snaps me out of my dead-eyed
Looks
stare.
like you've been sleeping in the sewer. It suits you.
I don't know what she's talking about. I can't really focus on what she's saying. I realize I've been staring at my computer screen for about 20 minutes, rarely blinking. My mouth is dry, as though I've stopped producing saliva altogether. A dull throb in my lap causes me to cross one leg over the other in an attempt to get comfortable.
You know, I'm talking here. It's rude to ignore your superior.
I swallow in an attempt to moisten my parched throat before speaking in a cracked voice.
Do you need something?
Thought you should know that Shinya and I are gonna hit the town on Friday night. Turns out he's fancied me for a while now.
Cool.
In the end, seems like the better gal won, don't you think?
Seems that way. Is that all?
I can tell Tomo is trying to get under my skin, but I'm honestly not in the mood to deal with it right now.
I thought you'd be more torn up about it.
I don't care in the slightest. Why don't you go sit back at your desk?
Damn.
Whatever. Hey, maybe I'll meet you after work again.
Why? So you can attack me again?
I realize my voice was louder than intended. A few people nearby tilt their heads quizzically. Tomo takes a cautious step back.
Keep your voice down, psycho. Stuff like that's between me and you.
You assaulted me. I should report you to the police.
Don't you dare!
Lost for words, Tomo turns tail and walks away. I sigh and lean back in my office chair. My mind... Why do I feel so exhausted? My mind flickers through piercing fragments of memory from the bathroom a short while ago. That's right. I let myself get carried away in the exhilaration of my success. I temporarily stepped away from my own body and let my basest instincts take over. But I'm in control now. I'm myself again. I'm Noriko, stoic and unflinching. I'm Corpse Girl, successful and feared. I can kill people as easily as I can manipulate a photo. People like Tomoe should be scared of me. People like Tomoe shouldn't mess with me. I'm in control now. Climbing the steps to my apartment is always such a chore. I wish I'd moved into a building with an elevator, but I simply couldn't afford to do that when I first moved out of my own last year. these old apartment buildings creak and groan when you ascend stairs. On top of that, you can barely hear the bustling. You can hear the bustling of other people within their tiny homes as you progress up each floor. There's always a slight whiff of mold or mildew whenever I ascend the stairs. I want to chalk it up to the fact that the building is so old, but it is possible that some of the residents here don't keep their apartments very clean. At the very least, this neighborhood is decent. I feel safe in my home, even if it's small and cramped. My neighbors are respectful, from what I can tell. Not that I really know them at all. In fact, the only neighbors I have regular contact with are the very same ones I leech Wi-Fi from. Some middle-aged divorced guy named Kenji, who lives on the floor below me, and his daughter Momo. Kenji's a decent enough guy. He works overnight, which unfortunately means Momo is left home alone a lot of the evenings. Momo's a sweet girl, perhaps 6 or 7 years old. Occasionally I hear her singing drift up into my apartment, but it doesn't bother me too much. She's just a kid. It's the very same Kenji and Momo I bump into when I'm climbing the stairs this evening.
Oh, good evening.
Hello.
We're just on our way to get some dinner. Isn't that right, Momo?
Yes.
That sounds nice. I hope you have a good meal.
Thank you. Say, are you feeling okay? You look like you've been in some trouble. There's dirt or something all over that side of your face.
I tilt my head and reach a hand to my cheek. Sure enough, dry muck has blended into my makeup and caked over my face. It seems like my eyeliner is smeared as well. Is this from when I fell in the bathroom? Damn it, have I looked like this all day?
Oh, right.
I try to make up some lie so Kenji doesn't worry about me.
I actually fell asleep on the train home, and I guess the seats were kind of dirty.
Is that so?
You should wash your face and do your makeup again. I can help if you like.
Aww. That's sweet. I can't help but smile slightly at Momo's generous offer.
Thank you, Momo. I'll be sure to wash up and make myself look nice again. You should go have dinner with your dad.
The girl nods resolutely.
Well, I hope you're okay at any rate. Have you been working hard at the bank?
Oh, actually, I just work at the head office for the bank, so...
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Data something, right?
Yeah, data entry. It's a bit dull, but I'm happy enough.
That's good. That's very good. I know it's hard for kids like you to get good work in this economy. When you find a job like that, you really have to hold on to it. When I was your age, I could only find cleaning work. I must have had a dozen different janitorial jobs before I met Momo's mother.
Oh, I didn't. I blink a couple of times. It's not like I talk to this guy often, really. We hardly know each other. Still, I never heard him actually mention Momo's mother before. Most of the things I know about him I've just pieced together from context.
Mom?
Of course, things are different now. I have Momo, and her mother isn't around anymore. Cleaning work doesn't cut it these days. I was really lucky to get into security. It means I can work overnight while Momo sleeps, and I can still take her to school every day.
Security, of course, now I remember. You did mention when we first met that he does what he does for a living. If memory serves, he works for a private security company. I assume he guards corporate offices or parking lots, something like that.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Hold on to a job if you like it. That's very important.
Thank you. I'm happy at Temujin, so I plan to stay there.
Very good. Oh, Momo was telling me earlier what she wants to do when she grows up. Weren't you, Momo?
Dad?
Come on now. Tell Nariko what you want to be.
A scientist.
Aww.
Wow, a scientist. That's a great job. I'll be rooting for you, Momo.
The girl blushes and hides behind her dad.
She's inherited her mother's book smarts, I'm certain. She definitely didn't get her brain from me. Anyway, we're gonna get going. Enjoy your evening, Nariko.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye, Momo.
Bye-bye.
The two of them bow their heads and follow the rest of the stairs down. And continue up the next flight of stairs, reach the landing, then turn the corner into my own apartment. The place is dark because I always make sure to cut the lights before I leave. I can't afford to leave any electricity running. My rent chews through most of my salary as it is. I flick on the lights and feel relief as the living room illuminates. My faithful couch and TV emerge from the shadows. I immediately feel at home. After throwing my keys and bag onto the coffee table, I slump down on the couch. What a day. I have an overwhelming urge to pull out my laptop and check my website for new requests, but my body's needs come first. I'm desperate for a hot shower. I need to cleanse my face, scrape the paint off of the underneath of my nails. I'll definitely have to slip into a fresh set of it. Whatever happened in that bathroom today took its toll on me. Well, the night is young. I can relax later. For now, it's time to start scrubbing. Oh, we're at a convenience store. Thursday. Alright, been going for about 3 hours now. Save. There haven't really been many choices. Oh, wait. Hey. That's new. I wonder if there's like any secrets I'm like supposed to be like doing. Okay, well, Noriko is now on the main menu, and on top of a coffin, is now on top of those morgue beds. Interesting. I'll probably play more of this in a few days, because we're playing horror games tonight. What?